Wishlist Age of History 3 on Steam. Nap. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and of course, good night, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another video. I'm your host, The Gaming Minecart, and today, we're here in Age of History 2. And yes, I am basically just going to leave the random maps alone. I'll probably do stuff on there eventually, but like, we're here. This is my world. I called it the Loganverse. Don't ask. That will be more important later. We're just going to be going over what this is, because you guys voted in a poll that I would make a video on this, so basically, yeah. So, we're here in the world, and there are a lot of things that don't make any sense to a normal person, but would make sense to someone like a few years ago. Please subscribe if you feel like it. If you don't, too bad, then do it anyway. Let's go. First of all, we're starting off with North America, because that is my home country of the United States. Maine. Here it is not. I basically took the United States and reversed it back to 1803. It's just the U.S. with the Louisiana Purchase. Ignore this. The Oregon Territory is Washington, but it's the Oregon Territory. Shut up. Russia owns Alaska. We'll get to that later. Spain owns Florida and Cuba, because they did. We'll get to Spain later, and you'll be very confused. Mexico is back to their olden days. Texas is probably not going to be part of them for very long. I mean, it's Texas. What do you expect? It's Texas. What do you expect, sis? Canada. Oh, Canada. Okay, the UK owns Greenland. Don't ask. So Canada is Canada. They exist. This used to be Canada. It's no longer Canada. Russia. But, yeah, Canada has basically not changed, other than New Brunswick being ceded to a now independent New English state. New Hampshire is my homeland, so shut your crap. New England independence is not something I want, necessarily, but I won't be against it. Anyway, now that I'm on an FBI watch list, the Bahamas, Jamaica, they're fine. The United Provinces of Central America, it's not Costa Rica, but it is the monarchy flag of Costa Rica. Just because it looks the coolest out of all of them. But I'm calling it the United Provinces of Central America. Don't ask. Haiti owns all of Hispaniola and Puerto Rico. Don't ask. And then Barbados owns all of the Lesser Antilles and whatever happened here. I am yet again going to say don't ask, because I will probably do a follow-up video, either on this channel or my second channel, explaining what happened. Because it didn't happen from the modern world. There are no nukes. Colombia is basically just taken, Northern Territory, gone, and then Southern Territory, and a bit of Peru and all of Ecuador, south. Yeah. Peru is Peru. Paraguay does not exist, neither does Uruguay, but Uruguay was ceded directly to Brazil. Paraguay was divided, because Paraguay is the punching bag of South America. Bolivia still doesn't have their coastline. That will never change. Also, Argentina has the Falklands. I'm sure some British people will be very mad at that. That is the continent. And yes, the UK does own all of these Caribbean islands. That is because they are the land of the tiny insignificant areas. So South America is relatively normal, but North America is a complete fucking mess. Anyway, Europe. Oh god. So here's the thing about Europe. The UK is normal, but Ireland's united. Okay? There is a democratic Benelux Republic. France lost Alsace-Lorraine to Germany, or should I say Southern Germany, because there's two now. Bavaria and the North German Confederation, or German Empire. Czechoslovakia. I mean, the Sudetenlands almost entirely stripped from them. But they still exist. All this little strip territory is not theirs, but they still exist. Poland is back to World War II borders over here and World War I non-existent borders over here. Romania has Bessarabia, aka Moldova. Bessarabia extends to over here, and they do not have over here. Speaking of which, Hungary owns Transylvania. Don't ask. Austria's fine, Switzerland's fine. Italy's fine. Yugoslavia is back to how it was. Who the fuck is Prince Paul? Bulgaria is World War I borders. Albania is normal. Greece is mutilated. The Byzantines are back, boys. Basically, the Byzantine Empire, they existed, right? And then they didn't exist because Turkey came in and swept them off their feet and into a bottomless pit. Well, they somehow managed to get out of that bottomless pit. How, I don't know. They kind of exist. Turkey has all of this coastline. They're the Ottomans. United Arabia, I know, what a concept. Britain. Ignore. Spain. Sweet, sweet Spain. Catalonia and Galicia, the Spanish Galicia. There's also a Galicia over here in, like, southern Poland. But we don't talk about that. Portugal's normal, but Spain is mutilated. They lost Catalonia, the Balearic Islands, I think they are, and Galicia. Andalusia decided to stay with them. But they're very bad. They also took some stuff from Portugal and annexed all of Morocco. So, yeah. Crimea is independent. Belarus no longer exists. Finland's a monarchy under Sauli Niinisto. I don't think I said that right, but I don't care. They own basically all of the Winterlands. They own the Kola Peninsula, the rest of Karelia, Finland in general, and this part of Norway and these two provinces from Sweden. It's basically that. Again, Baltic Union. Oh, and did I say Norway? I meant Denmark, because Denmark owns Norway. They lost Greenland in exchange for Norway. Pretty fair deal, I'd say. I was tempted to give all Scandinavia to Sweden, but no, so. The Kingdom of Armenia, which is actually the Caucasus Union. Except it expands far past the Caucasus. Anyway, Africa. I'm gonna see some people very angry in the comments, but who cares? Italy owns Libya and half of Tunisia. The other half is to France. Speaking of France, they are back to their colonial days. I was about to say Central Africa, but technically, yeah. All of this. Portugal owns Gambia, this part of Senegal, and a little bit of Guinea-Bissau, and Cape Verde. Oh, and all of this. Egypt is back to the ancient days. They have all of this area. And they also have Sudan and South Sudan. Ethiopia is now the Horn of Africa. Shut up. Liberia. What are you doing here? So they just kind of conquered West Africa. They ate it for breakfast. Nigeria is mildly yes. don't speak English. All of this: Cameroon, parts of Chad, Central African Republic, Congo, Gabon, Equatorial Guinea, and Sao Tome and Principe, all Nigeria. Tanzania, however, is not so lucky because, they kind of... they kind of own the entire fucking Congo. Sure, they basically have recreated the East African Confederation, but who cares? Oh, yeah, France owns Madagascar again. Oh boy, South Africa. Basically, all of Southern Africa, other than Mozambique, is given to them. When I say South Africa, I mean like the southern section of Africa, like everything here. Like this lines the border, and then like half of Mozambique, like up here. Unfortunately, is not a clean border. But who cares? Neither is the Americans. So. Iran is... well, they lost a bit of territory, but... Iran's doing pretty decent compared to their rival. Afghanistan lost their panhandle, but they're fine. Pakistan's basically just existent. Russia owns most of Central Asia. Speaking of Russia, they exist. We'll get to the East later. Xinjiang is literally just the province plus like half of Central, a bit of... Jesus Christ, I can't speak. Plus a bit of Central Asia. India is the strongest country in the world and is also completely entirely based off of rivers, except for this, and this, and this. But I didn't have a choice, okay? Bangladesh is completely moved from their area over, like, here. They still have a bit of their OG territories, but they've basically just moved. Tibet is also basically all river in the south, but in the north, it's complete haywire. Yes, Tibet exists, and it's not the weakest nation. I know, what a shocker. Myanmar. Stronger than Myanmar. Myanmar has nothing done, Thailand has nothing done, and of course Vietnam is now Indochina. I didn't call them Indochina, but I could have. Malaysia lost their right half, but they also, gained this part that used to be Indian, and Sumatra, and these islands. But Indonesia lost Sumatra, gained Borneo, and Papua New Guinea, and the Solomon Islands, and Bougainville. We don't talk about Bougainville. Australia, New Zealand have not changed. I don't know why I'm talking so fast. I've been... starts fucking rapping. Mongolia hasn't changed. I don't know why. I don't like changing Mongolia. They're just... why would you ever change Mongolia, okay? What has Mongolia ever done to you? Korea is united under democracy, but Pyongyang... Japan has not changed, except they own Taiwan. Oh yeah, and China's fascist. China just kind of went all out because, when you lose a lot of your territory, you kind of aren't happy with yourself. Makes sense. Also, all of Manchuria is independent. This is what I consider to be Manchuria, plus Sakhalin. Maybe like a little bit of this Korean area. And then, like, this part of Mongolia. But that's what I consider to be the region of Manchuria. Right. Also, Spain owns the Philippines. We don't talk about that. Basically, what I'm doing here is I'm basically explaining something that will be relevant in my future videos. How? I don't know. Right now, the strongest countries are India, France, Russia, not the US, Trying to remember which is fourth. Who is fourth? Oh yeah, China. And then fifth. I don't know who fifth is. Who's fifth? I said who's fifth. I said who's fifth? Oh yeah, Spain. Yeah, the current rankings are India, France, Russia. Are currently the current rankings are India, France, Russia, China, and then Spain, and then Turkey, and then Mexico, and then the U.S. But I still think the U.S. would beat Mexico in a war because it's the United States. They're run by Donald Trump. Hopefully, they got that wall finished. Anyway, I would like you all to enjoy. Jesus Christ, I can't speak English. I hope you all enjoyed watching this video. If you didn't, then that's too damn bad. If you did, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. And, as always, my friends, see you on the next video. It may take me a bit, because the ones I'm planning on are taking a long time to edit and record. Swapping the controls. Anyway, thank you all for watching the Greater Albanian Confederacy. Goodbye.